you hear the name Jezebel, everybody has a picture of one woman that just painted her face, and her hair is so long, and with lipstick, and one evil woman, blah blah blah. But it is not really so. I need to disabuse your mind and let you know that you can learn even from a fool. I learned 10 major lessons, good lessons, from Jezebel. That woman was a one-man army. What the entire Philistines or whatever people couldn't get, she got it. One day she walked up to her husband. The man was funny. She said, are you not the king? What's going on here? The man said, I want Naboth's vineyard. The woman said, oh, is that all? Leave that to me. And she got it. I learned commitment. But today we want to look at her from a negative perspective, because that's the theme. And I want to play along, and then we want to compare her with the virtuous woman. In the book of Proverbs chapter 31, we see the virtuous woman. Most of us think that woman lived. No. She's a prototype. There's no woman that can be all that woman is. Let's be real. There's no woman. She swallowed up her husband. The only reference to her husband had to be in reference to her. But that's the prototype of what we long to be. So if you're not there yet, don't feel bad. It's a walk. I remember I closed yesterday by telling you that you are a human being, present continuous, not past participle. You are not a human being. B-E-E-N. No, you're not. So we are all walking towards perfection. But that does not mean you should continue to live in sin and weaknesses and say, that's how God created me. No. You must keep working out your salvation in fear and trembling. Proverbs 31 verse 29 says, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. May that be our story at the end of our lives. Amen. And we want to compare that with 1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 25. Proverbs 21:29 compared with 1 Kings 21 and verse 25. But there was none like unto Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. That's one of the scriptures I fear most. Nobody like Ahab. What? And the reason why he was what we're being told is because his wife Jezebel stirred him up. I want to look at you as a person in 8 different ways today. And there's none of you here that will not fall into this category. I want to look at you as we look at this comparison. We saw on one hand the virtuous woman. Everybody had done well, virtuously well, but she excelled. And then here is another woman. Both of them are women. That the Bible says her husband did so badly because she stirred the man up. That's some food for thought for all of us here. Let's go on this journey. The first thing I want to look at is you as a daughter / woman. You didn't just drop from heaven. When you were going to come to this planet Earth, no matter how mighty you are, somebody or some people gave birth to you. So that makes you a daughter. And we're looking from the paradigm of whether you are virtuous or you are a Jezebel, as a daughter and as a woman. Some time ago, I was watching CNN, and they said a research was made. Sorry, man. The other day, I was watching CNN, and I heard that a research was made, and that it was discovered that the most beautiful word in the English language is the word mother. I've been to the delivery room 4 times, so I know what we're talking about. There's no human word, there's no human language that can explain enough what a woman goes through in pregnancy and in delivery. That is why you must not be a Jezebel when it comes to being a daughter. You must be a virtuous daughter to your parents, spiritual and biological. Let me begin with the biological. Your mother deserves honor till she dies, whether she's evil or not. I didn't have the luxury of having a fantastic mother-child relationship with my mother, but that's not what the Bible tells me. It does not matter, because your mother raised you the best way she knew. Maybe that was the way she was also raised. Never, ever, ever dishonor your parents. It's the spirit of Jezebel. You must be virtuous in the way you relate to your parents. Give your parents the highest form of honor in your culture. There are things that you can never understand that your mother went through, and your father. And those of you that are married, please hear me, and hear me very well. I'll still get to that point. But please, snatch your mother-in-law from your husband and take a good care of her. Because if you don't sow it, you cannot reap it. My mother-in-law died at the age of 110, blessing me. She practically died in my hands. You think she didn't offend me? She did. But I learned to forgive in advance. Because that mother-in-law of yours that you are calling a witch today, with her witchcraft, she raised your husband. 20 years ago, nobody will have touched your husband with the longest of poles. It was that woman that sold kerosene, sold this and sold that to send that young man to school. Why will you? Because she made a mistake, or because you think she's possessive, or because you think she's too manipulative. And some women will even start praying that their mothers-in-law should die. Pray it very well. You have children, don't you? Pray it very well. Life is governed in such a way that when you sow, you don't just reap what you sow, you reap it in multiple fold. Honor your parents. Don't be a waste of space in your parents' lives. Once you start working, no matter how small, something must go to your parents. Don't wait for your parents to beg you before you take care of them. Please be virtuous in that area. To be virtuous means to have morals, high standard of morals. So be virtuous in that area. They will offend you, they will do some things, that's true, but you choose. Whoever represents a parent in your life, choose. One day my father sent a message to me that I should send some money to him. I multiplied it by 10 and I sent it to him. The next time he saw me, he said, Rev Funke. I said, yes, Grandpa. He said, you can go. As I turned to go, he said, come back. I did. He said, do you know Abraham's blessings? I said, yes, sir. He said, from today, I connect you to it. Hear me, beloved, no liar will get to heaven. I can't explain it. From that day, money doesn't finish in my hand. Somehow, if it a quarter to shame, there will be a miracle. Some blessings are not said, they are provoked. Isaac said, bring me venison that I will eat and my soul will bless you. Just like some curses are not said, they are provoked. There are things that a man does, and even if the person didn't say a word, there's a curse attached. Be virtuous in that area. Be a virtuous daughter. Forgive your parents. Forgive your stepmother. Forgive your stepfather that raped you, that slept with you. Your life is at stake. They are close to the grave. You have a long future ahead of you. Don't let them make your life a trash can. Forgive people in advance. Walk away from your pains and live your life the Bible way. Be a virtuous daughter and not a Jezebel. Same thing goes with your spiritual parents. Give honor to your spiritual parents. I said this on the first night. I do not subscribe to you kneeling down and talking to your spiritual parents. I am not one of these preachers. You can kneel down to greet them, then stand up to talk. But remaining on your knees talking to them, we are fellow human beings, and some of you are killing us. You are making our heads to swell more than the work of our hands, and you are implicating us. You are pumping us up. So unconsciously you are making us feel this thing. After some time we become so used to it. When you don't do it, there is a problem. We are not God. Even God, we don't kneel down to talk to him every day. No, we don't. Let's stop it. It's not scriptural. It is not scriptural. It doesn't matter who started it. It is not scriptural. Remaining on your knees to talk to your pastor is a sin. It's idol worship. It does not matter. Some may enjoy it, but it is wrong. Kneel down to greet them. Give them the highest honor. But don't remain on your knees talking to them. You are not helping them. Thou shalt have no other God beside me. Your spiritual parents deserve honor. Some of you, you don't remember your pastors. That is why your sweat is not sweet. One couple has not left your hand to be a blessing to your pastor. And the man prays for you. The man releases blessings upon you. The man will be fasting instead of sleeping with his wife and giving the wife comfort. For your sake, the man is fasting, studying till 5 a.m. just to be a blessing to you. Some of you even use your pastors as toothpick. No wonder you are not rising. There are pastors who will no longer need to pray if you know how to honor spiritual people. There are prayers you won't need to pray. The best of us is taken from among men. Hebrews chapter 5. So if you want to see faults, plenty we have. But why don't you take your eyes off that? To his master he stands and falls. Why don't you honor them? What can I ever give to my mother, Mommy Yedepo, that she doesn't have? I sow into her life monthly for my sake, not for her sake. She does not need whatever I can give to her. No, she doesn't. I can't meet Mommy Adeboye and let her go like that. Never. I'm very close to her, very close. Underline capital. Mama was in my bedroom for almost 2 hours when the last time she came to preach for me. I'm very close to her, but I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted at all. Some of you commit the sin of familiarity. Particularly those of you in the protocol department. Those of you that are secretaries to men of God. Those of you that are PAs. Those of you that are very close. You see them when they get angry with their wives. You see them when they lose their temper. You see their humanity. So you take things for granted. And you bring a curse. Somebody comes to your office and is talking about a man of God or about your pastor. Excuse the person. If it's somebody that you cannot walk out, just go to the toilet. Don't be a partaker of other people's sins. That's one thing about God. He was going to kill Moses. Till tomorrow, nobody knows where he was buried. He took him. Even in death, God honors his leaders. I've been to Israel a few times. Saul, the disobedient Saul, died on a mountaintop. Mount Gilboa is still there till tomorrow. Miriam was going to be afflicted with leprosy. God took her out of the camp. So the Israelites didn't see the shame. Even in a fallen state, God honors his people. Be careful how you treat servants of God. That's the balance I'm bringing. Don't talk to them anyhow. Don't shout at your pastor's wife because you were the one privileged to buy the hat she's wearing. It's a great honor for you. It's a great honor. Nobody should even know that you blessed her. Nobody. Do you see the dress mommy is wearing? And heaven gives you a knock on your mouth. It's a privilege for you to be relevant. So what are we talking about here? One of my daughters takes care of a certain aspect of my life. She even said to me, God raised me for you, ma. You are the reason why I'm living. Spends millions on me and nobody knows. And her mates are very rare. It's a privilege for you to be close to the altar. It's a privilege for you. Be a virtuous daughter and don't stir up evil against your spiritual parents. Every rumor in church can be traced to you. You are Jezebel. When did you become the CNN of your branch church? You talk until you talk yourself out of destiny. Be virtuous.